Hey everyone, welcome back. It's me, Dax, coming back to you with another basic competitive map, short for Dummies. I'm a dummy, so here we are. Whether you're new to competitive or maybe coming back to it like myself after some time, just hoping to give you guys a brief rundown here on how most amateur teams in their divisions, whether it's NGS or Heroes Lounge, anything like that, how most teams just like to run their map strategies, their rotations, and things like that. So today I'm going to go ahead and cover everyone's favorite map, my favorite map, maybe your favorite map, Infernal Shrines. There's a lot going on in this map, so let's go ahead and dive right into it. So as you can see here behind me, it is a 3-lane map, and we are going to go ahead and start with that mid lane scrap. So again, the mid lane crashes first, so that's generally where most teams just go ahead and meet, get that wave clear, and head to their respective lanes. Again, it's kind of something we've been doing for a long time, that mid-level brawl. Back in the day, most heroes had like quests, so it was a good way to kind of deny quests or gain some points towards your quests. And again, like I said, just because you're going to have time to clear that mid wave and get to your lane and catch that wave as well. Soak is way more than important than any kills we'll get, and I think that eventually evens out around level 7, so you definitely don't want to be missing any lanes of Soak or waves of Soak in the early game. So we have the 5-man here in the mid lane. We're going to crash, we're going to do our thing, and let's just say no one dies, and we're going to head to rotations. So in this particular map, we have our off lane, which is up in the top lane, so that's where our, just generally speaking, our bruises will go up here, and they will duke it out. And then we have our 4-mans, and then we'll do our 4-man rotations here in the mid lane, to the bot lane, back to the mid lane, and rinse and repeat. That's what we're going to do. Usually what you'll see is your tanks will hover right around this vent area. I have the shrine in the way. Or, there's a little vision camp. Oop, I'm moving the shrine. But your tanks will usually grant vision and ward in here. So warding comes from League of Legends. It's just a tool that they have in League of Legends we don't have in HOTS, of just providing vision and safety. So allowing the more squishier heroes to make this rotation a little bit more freely. So they'll come down as a team, both sides, to try and demount each other, maybe try and get a pick, slow those rotations. Just keep moving this shrine. And again, vice versa. And this is just how this will go. Rinse and repeat. So with that being said, we do have 5 camps on this particular map. Right about here, we will have 2 of the Goatmen camps, and there will be a 3rd Goatman camp down here in the bot lane. So 1 on each side, and the neutral camps. They spawn, let's see, every minute, and then every 3 minutes after that's been captured. So you kind of want to take your respective camps off cooldown, and they will walk mid lane. So you will have a lot of pressure with them in the mid lane, and then the bottom one will go bottom once captured. So if you have an advantage, whether a soaking lead or personnel advantage, you want to kind of try and grab this bottom camp when you are able. And then the 2 others are, you're going to have on either side over here in this general jungle area. You will have your shaman dog camps, so they will just walk top lane and do their thing. They will spawn little doggos that will do some decent damage to structures, so they need to be taken very seriously. So that's rotations and camps. Now we're going to get into the objective itself. Infernal Shrines, it's rule of 3s. There's a lot of stuff of 3s going on here. So we definitely have 3 areas here. So we have the top shrine location, the middle shrine location, and the bottom shrine location. So that's going to be the first bit of 3. Now, so each one of these locations, it will spawn at random, and it's a very unlikely chance. The Punishers themselves, there are 3. That we have the Frost Punisher, the Mortar Punisher, and the Arcane Punisher. They will never repeat. It's just one, and it'll go to one of the other 2. Kind of the same thing with the shrine locations. There's like a 0.0085% chance that a shrine will spawn in the same location twice. Very rare. It can happen, but it's very rare. So after the first 3 minutes, we will get, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, we'll get the 30-second warning. that the Punisher will spawn. It'll highlight on the minimap, and usually that's when you want to do your camp timings. You want to grab your camps right about there, get these pushing right about that time, so it'll force the other team to kind of have to deal with them, or if you just stall on objective, get major value. So right around that 230 mark is at least when you want to grab your shaman camps. These 1 minute goatman camps kind of want to be taken right away for the XP. So I will get into what each Punisher does, but I'm going to go ahead and start with the objective. So the little shrine minions, the guardians, they'll spawn once you click on the shrine. They'll spawn, and it's a race to 40. Both teams have to capture 40. First to 40 will win the Punisher for their team. The Punisher will then subsequently walk down whatever lane it is. So top will go top, middle will go mid, bottom will go bottom. And it targets heroes first, but it will leap. So it will leap on the first hero that hits it. You'll gain aggro on it. If you do get hit by the Punisher, it leaves a devastating stun. So if you do have the Punisher, you can definitely use that stun to follow up on anything else and potentially get a kill and hopefully snowball. But on the defensive side of things, you definitely want to try and bait the Punisher if you have a wall. So like Johanna is blind, any AoE ability can gain aggro from behind that wall. The Punisher will jump. If you have a cleanse or a movement ability, don't get stunned, and it'll force the enemy team to break down that wall and essentially get nothing or the least amount of structure damage as possible. So that's kind of what you want to do on the defensive. You kind of want to break down walls early if you are on the offensive, so then that way you can follow up onto those stuns and hope to snowball. So the 3 Punishers we did mention is the Frost Punisher. That's going to be the most important, the most powerful. Doesn't necessarily do the most damage, but he does shut down structures for 3 seconds with his Ice Burst. So little rings will pop up, they'll explode, it'll shut down structures, and root heroes into place if they get stuck in that. But shutting down structures is very powerful. We see that with heroes like Sylvanas, even May, or even summoning heroes like Zagara and Asmodean. So that's what that is. The Arcane Punisher, he'll come out, he'll put the little spinny limbo bars, the little purple things. They hurt like heck when you stand in them, but again, doesn't shut down structures. So you can kind of just avoid the spinny beams. And same thing with the Mortar Punisher. He just throws random balls of fire around. You can kind of avoid those, does not shut down structures. So generally speaking, the one to get, or that you hope to get, is going to be the Frost Punisher. So like I said, you can get a little extra damage while you're pushing along these. And just that's essentially it. Like I said, you kind of want wave clear. The shrine minions themselves count as monsters, so any abilities on heroes that you play says it does additional damage to monsters or anything along those lines. That's what these are considered. I think Ace in the Hole Rainer is, I think that's labeled as minions, monsters, mercenaries, and some other stuff like that. But wave clear is what you're going to want on your team to help just with the shrine race. And then I definitely want to recommend at least having a double soaker on your roster if you can, because like I said, if the 4-man is taking the objective, maybe they want a team fight, you can continue to snowball that lead, and your offlaner can gain soak. Or if they have, or say you have like a Sonya or a Leoric that has great shrine clear, you can actually have your 4-man push in a subsequent lane while your off lane just does the objective solo. So definitely a couple different options when winning the objective. But again, I won't get too much into draft philosophy. This is just kind of smaller stuff just for map specifics. And then just one last thing here is you can kind of know. So when the minimap spawns, you will see the next shrine location. You can take your map, hover over the minimap location, or I'm sorry, the shrine itself on the minimap, and it'll tell you what Punisher is coming. So definitely want that frozen Punisher. So get yourself some camps pushing in opposite lanes to really give yourself that advantage to take full advantage of that Frost Punisher. And that will be it for this one for Infernal Shrines. If you guys like this content, like I said, if you want more, let me know. You can comment below, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. If you want me to do anything else, right now I'm just kind of seeing what happens with these little map shorts. But look forward to hearing from you guys. And until next time, take care.